Morning. We are on another local job today. We brought the crusher across this morning. So let's go and get the crusher unloaded and then we'll have a look what we're doing. So that's it, crusher's up and running. Big Dave's on the side running it. We've got Matt loading it and we've got Dan on the breaker, breaking up the big lumps down to about the size of a breeze block, which is what we want going through the crusher. So basically what we had here, we're a bit late to the party, but we basically had an existing building along this line here. A bit of a hard standing and concrete area between the two buildings, and then some more concrete that's been ripped up down there. What we've done is we've ripped the whole lot up, piled it all up. We brought the crusher across today. We're going to crush it and then finish laying the hard standing area. Footings are in and levels are back in the office, so they're on with drawing now. And basically we're just going to finish laying that. We've got a ruck of drainage to do as well. There's a French drain to go around the edge of the site. Basically, the existing site or the existing field raises up as you go away, so we want to stop all that water coming onto the footprint of where the building and the yard area is. So we've got a French drain going around there, and then we're taking it off to the ditch down across the field. So well underway crushing now. There's probably only about a day's worth of crushing there for them. There's about 250 tonne, I would say, in total, with the bit that we've got to yet bring round. So they'll get that done today, get it laid. Probably tomorrow, finish the drainage off, and then they're going back off onto the big site job. So try and get all the kit cleared up, finished with here, get it all back to the big site, and then we can make a start over there. Now, as we've missed a good chunk of this job, luckily for us, we've got Dave Camp. So Dave's been keeping on track with all the recording of the bits and bobs that he's done here. So the dismantling, the French drain going in, some of the groundworks, bits and bobs. So we will see you back at the office because we're heading back now, but we will leave you in the meantime with Dave Camp.
Okay, while we're filling the dumper up, just have a little chat about what's going on here. As you will have seen already, we've demolished the existing Dutch barn that was here. Real shame, really. It's probably been up nearly 100 years, 1920s, more likely built. W.H. Smith's, not the paper shops, but the steel frame builders did the bulk of them in Cheshire and Shropshire and probably other parts of the country as well. And I think every farm had a W.H. Smith Dutch barn at one point, but sadly it come to the end of its life, and we were tasked with the job of putting it down on the floor. And as you saw, it come down nicely, and we put it up into pieces and put it into the skip. This was all to make way for the new building, which is going to be for machinery, straw, sand for bedding, had a bit of a concrete apron out in front. Again, Jason Propolis is going to be doing the concrete floor slab. and we've done all the ground prep for it and brought in the stone, and we're just doing the drains. If you want to see more footage of this sort of stuff, we're going to have more of the setting out of the building, probably a total station video coming up at some point with a new bit of kit that Lee's mentioned. Going to go down and use it to mark these drains out that we're digging. This is for the customer's reference. He wants to know where we've buried these and at what depth, so he can find them at a later date. And then also when Jason comes in to start doing his groundworks, he knows where they are. So we'll take the measurements with the total station, and then that will be stored on the computer, and then we can, when I get back to the office, we'll load that up onto the planning application. We had a site drawing for the planning application for the building. I will load all the drainage plan onto that, and then Steve, the customer, will have a live drawing of where all our drains are. We've got a water pipe as well that is already an existing water pipe. We'll mark that for him as well, because we didn't know where that was. We've managed to locate that without digging through it, luckily. That might be a different story when we get to digging onto the stone here, because we've got to cross over it twice. So see where we go with that. So here we've got the laser receiver on the side of the boom. It's magnetised to the side of the boom on the 5.5 tonner. Like I say, we've set the grade on the laser for the desired fall. So all as Matt's got to do now is keep checking the grade. The grade is set at that point there now when the boom is at its most vertical, with the bucket flat bottomed, so that he's creating a nice flat bottom trench for me to put the perforated pipe in. So he keeps just dipping the level as he's travelling along. He needs to just bring the boom in a bit closer to get the level, but once it's on the 4 flashing lights in the middle of that detector, he knows he's bang on grade. I'm coming along afterwards. We're fitting the 4-inch pipe in. I'm checking grade again with the staff, and he's within 10 mil currently at the moment, which is pretty good going really for a digger laid pipe. We're putting 4-inch perforated pipe in, and then we're backfilling it. Backfilling it up to the bottom of the topsoil. We've dug off the topsoil with a 2-foot bucket and put that to the right hand side, and then we're digging the subsoil off with the foot trenching bucket and putting that to the left hand side. I just find on a deeper trench like this, especially when we're in a bit of sand, it just makes a cleaner, safer dig. We're not going down into the trench because it's cleaned out and bottomed out good enough to not need to go into the trench. So the pipe's just being rolled straight into the bottom of the trench and then backfill with the pea gravel up to the underside of the topsoil. So then when the farmer comes to plough and subsoil the field, he's got plenty of depth for the pipe. We're quite shallow down near at the bottom where the ditch is, just to get the fall into the ditch. And we've set that approximately a foot higher than the standing water at the moment. We're currently in June, so we're just coming into a drought period, and that water will probably be at its lowest level. So there's no point in going into the level of the water today, because in December it could be another 2 foot higher. So we're heading for the pipe being halfway between winter and summer levels in the ditch, and that should be adequate enough. Like I said, we're rough bottoming out the topsoil to one side, and then just hitting the top of the subsoil, and then we're digging that with the 2 foot bucket, topsoil onto the left here, and then subsoil will go onto the right. It just gives it a nicer, when we backfill the trench, the subsoil, a lot of it won't need to go back in again, because obviously we filled the bulk of the trench with the pipe and the gravel, so that keeps it nicely separated. Topsoil can go back in exactly where it was to the same depth, and subsoil can be taken away and stockpiled to be used for fill somewhere else on the farm. Don't worry all you dear friends, we haven't gone blue, we're still true green. The farmer's got Jason Brocklehurst in at the moment doing a concrete floor and a silage pit. He's got to be in before second cut, so we haven't got the time to look at it. So Jason's in with his crew. They've put down one slab of concrete already. I think they're pouring again tomorrow. Okay, we're going to go off down and record the drains as we discussed earlier with the total station. We've got the total station set up. I'm not going to show you or go on about how we set that up. We're going to do that in a completely separate video, but we're just going to wander off down and show you how we're going to do this. Matt! What's that? Like we've got a UFO. We've marked out the drainage plan. We've got 7 points marked here on the drawing. We started down here at the bottom. 126, that's 2.3 metres below finished floor level of the building, and then we've progressively worked our way up. They're getting shallower as we come up. We've just taken that shot there. We're at 1.2 metres of fall now to that point. We've got one more to take tonight to finish this about 120 metre run. So let's go across and have a look and take this last shot. Okay, we're just going to have a walk down and see where we're up to tonight. We're just finishing up. We've backfilled the trench with the subsoil. Just pulled it back in and then roughly tracked it in just to compact it a little bit. And then you'll see further down we've started trimming it down to the right level so that we can get the topsoil back in to the right depth, so if when they come to plough this field they've still got a nice depth of topsoil over this pipe. I prefer to do it that way than just dig it as one trench, put everything to one side. You don't mix the subsoil and the topsoil together. You do it as two separate pieces. And everybody's happy. Farmer's got his topsoil back where it should be, on the top, and the subsoil we either trim it up, take it away, or we level it out and compact it where it is. Once we've pushed the topsoil in, we'll show you that, and we'll track that in and leave it proud so it gets a chance to settle over the next few weeks. But that's basically what we've trimmed up now to the subsoil. It's just above the gravel. We'll pull the topsoil back in and let it settle. Chuck some grass seed on it and it'll look like we've never been here. Show you where we're up to on site at the moment. We've got the concrete that we're going to be crushing next week. We've stoned up, we've had 650 tonne of crushed brick rubble in to stone the site up already, and then we've put the bases in. Didn't see much point in showing you all of that because it's the same as when we've done bases before on some of our other videos. They all went in pretty well a week on Friday. The levels have gone back to our office and the building's already been ordered in, the steel and ready for fabrication. Just want to show you this at the moment. This is why we're putting this drain in quite deep. We've hit our water table at just below footing level, so the customer is asking if we put this deep drain in to dry the site up underneath the building. I'm not concerned about any settlement or any movement or anything, but it's just nice to get the drain in and get this seeping water away. The existing building that was here had no drainage for the downspouts, so the downspouts used to just soak away into the ground. I think it's just combination of saturated ground, just the water not being able to get away. So next week, when we finish running that pipe all the way through to this depth, with the grades that we've set, we'll be able to get this water to start running away down to the ditch, and it should dry the sub base up nicely.
Okay, so there we go, back at the yard. I need to go and catch up with Andy. Andy's back in today after he's finished his course. I wasn't here to do an official handover back to him, so hopefully he's found his way. But that'll do for today. So instead of me signing off, I'm going to leave you with Dave Cam.
If you'd like to comment or let us know what you want to see more of. Do you want to see more diggers? Do you want to see more of Lee? Do you want to see less of Lee? And do you want to see more of the total station and more of what other stuff that Fowler and Gilbert do and Lee's doing on a daily basis? Please comment, like and subscribe. Let us know what you do like we're doing.